Good morning, welcome to another Friday. Here I am once again, song reference. Today I've got some new dogs in. I'm very excited, as you can obviously tell. My hair is looking super curly. Do heatless curls, they're so much fun. I have some brand new dogs in first thing this morning. So I've got a border terrier in this morning for a hand strip. They usually go to another local groomers, but she's just had a baby, so she's off on her maternity leave. So they've come for me for just what might be a one-off. They might stay, who knows? But it's a border terrier. They come about twice a year anyway because of how hand stripping works anyway. So whatever they would like to do, they can go ahead and do it. And then secondly, I have a puppy in. They already bring their first dog to me. I'm not sure if I ever would have shown him or not, but he's in next week, I believe. So if you haven't met him before, you definitely will soon. So they have got another spaniel, and they eventually went hand stripped as well, like their other dog, having a bit of a hand stripping morning, but one's a puppy. So I haven't had my watch on this week, and I really miss it. I hadn't realised how dependent I had become on a watch. So I'm very excited to have my watch back and be able to tell the time again, because I think that clock is sometimes a bit fast, a bit slow. It does what it wants. Then I've got regulars in for the afternoon. I've got a Springer Spaniel who I think you've probably definitely met before on another vlog. I think, I'm not sure, I can't remember who I have and haven't filmed anymore, but I have a Springer Spaniel. He's super lovely. He is clipped off. He usually comes with his sister, but because of the heat wave, we decided to move his appointment forward just because he's got much thicker hair. So we've got just him in today, and then his sister's in 2 weeks, I think, just because of how warm it's getting, and we're due to have another heat wave. Brilliant. I've got a little Shih Tzu in, and she's called Minnie, and she's got luxating patellas, and that basically means her kneecaps can pop out. So I really don't force her through any of the groomers. She's not having it done. Her mum's really on board with that as well. Her mum is so lovely. Her mum would rather her come here, have a nice experience and not be completed, than her getting stressed, getting in pain potentially, and then her hating the groom just so she's done. So that is how I'll be ending my day. I should be, fingers crossed, done at 4:30. I have had the craziest, busiest week. It has been so busy, and I worked out last night, and I've done just about 50 hours this week. I am tired. Well, after today, I would have done 50 hours this week, so I've already surpassed 40. And I don't know how groomers that work this many hours a week, every week, cope, because I have not coped one bit. It is thrown me completely out of whack. I had a cancellation, and then instead of charging the person or filling the slot, I literally used that time to just do something for me, and I literally went to the gym because I just felt so out of whack. The fact that I didn't have time to go to the gym, and if you've watched these vlogs before, you will know that I meal prep a lot, so I've not even had a chance to do that, and it's really rattled me. Thankfully, my partner's made most of my lunch for this week, so I had meal prep Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I had a sandwich yesterday, and he came around and made me dinner last night as well, and I asked him to make extra, so I've got lunch for today. Next week I go back to my normal 3-day week. And I can't wait because I am tired. The reason why I've had to do so many hours is because last week there was the heat wave, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday it was basically 35 degrees every day. It was stifling. It wasn't cooling down in the evenings either. It was horrendous. Horrendous to sleep in. You couldn't even sit in it. It was just so unenjoyable. I tried to then work Friday morning because Friday was only 27, 28. So I thought, I'm gonna come in and work Friday. I'm usually alone. How I was wrong. It was stifling. It was absolutely horrific. I will get more into that later. There is the border terrier. They're cute. Look at that. Oh, we can't wait for that to come out. And I'm going to get started. And I will tune back in when she's done because this transformation is going to be good. So I'm 2 hours into the hand strip. I've not bathed her because her coat is so thick. It's so thick and it's super soft because she's been spayed. So that's brilliant. She's still stripped. It's just, one, it doesn't look fabulous, and two, it's took me forever. So I've texted her mum knows that she's not been back because it took me so long. I've got another half an hour. I'm just giving her a quick floor break just because she's getting quite fidgety. Look at all that. Look at it all. There's tons of it. Can you come here, Peggy? You're very fed up with me now, aren't you? She's so sick of me. Thing is as well, I think she just looks a bit shit, but I'm convinced that if I had time to bath her and I could bath and blow dry her, it would make her look 100 times better. But it's because I can't get her in the bath because I've literally got 25 minutes. There ain't no way that I'm getting her in the bath and dried. I've done like her pads and nails, her hygiene, but I don't think I'm gonna scissor anything up because it's not doable. It's really just not doable. I don't know if to kind of maybe like scissor her up a bit, like her legs and her face. But this has took me so much longer. I was texting her mum and mum said usually she takes about 3.5 hours at the other groomers. So I said, well, I'll book her 3.5 hours if you want to book in again because I reckon I could get it done in 3.5 hours. Definitely be able to get it in 3.5 hours, but this just isn't. What are we gonna do with you? Look at this thing. Thing is, what I'm worried and anxious about is I know the other groomer that she goes to, and she's a really great hand stripper. I am slightly concerned that she hasn't pointed out to her the fact of if she's spayed, she's not gonna strip properly, and I don't want to. I'm happy to explain that to her, but I don't want to explain that to someone who's been having her stripped to the last however many years, and the other groomer's never brought up. Like it's all of a sudden a problem, even though it's been a problem this whole time, and it's just never been brought up to her. And I think this is why it's so important to bring up these issues to customers to manage their expectations. But I've only just seen that she's been spayed. I didn't realise that before, because I would just assume that someone with a hand strip would know the fact of you don't get them spayed or neutered because it can really affect the coat. Sometimes they're a bit lucky. I did do another border terrier probably about a month or two ago, and he stripped perfectly and he was neutered, and his hair kept the proper wire texture, but it's really affected her coat, and it doesn't look good. But yeah, so Peggy Boos, hi. Wish me luck. Video update. I've got the puppies. He's just chilling there and waiting to go home. I'm waiting for my food to cool down so I can eat. The border terrier, it seems like every time I make one of these vlogs and every time I get excited to groom one. Hurry, do you want to see everyone? Here's the puppa. Oh, she's a cute little baby. To be fair, it has been really lovely to groom this dog after what I've just dealt with. Yeah, kiss. I've been humming like this whole time. The puppies fell asleep. Well, she keeps looking at me. But she was going to go home about 20 minutes ago, but it's fine because my anger's really directed elsewhere. So I had a brand new body terrier in. She has an super thick coat, super dense coat, and as well, number one rule of hand stripping is you don't get your dog neutered or spayed. That's it. That's literally it. Don't get your dog neutered or spayed and you can carry on having hand stripped. Anyway, this dog had been spayed, so her coat had gone super soft. You could get no grip to it. I spent 2.5 hours just hand stripping her. 2.5 hours of solid hand stripping. I did nothing else on her. I did her nails, I did her paw pads, I cleared her eyes, and that was it. And 2.5 hours solid of hand stripping. I texted her mum saying that she's not getting a bath today because her coat is that bad, because it's that thick. I've never ever seen a border terrier with so much coat. It was horrific and it wasn't budging. And I'm happy to insert photos if I took any, I can't remember, but I will insert them if I did. I explained to her mum, obviously I'm just going to spend the appointment today hand stripping because she's super horrific, super compacted, and yet it's not budging. Anyway, she picked up, told me that she was completely unhappy with the groom. I know the groomer that she went to because it's another local groomer and she's great at hand stripping. So she got the dog back, said it looks nothing like how she does it, it's nowhere near short enough. Basically just tell me I've done a terrible job. Said that I almost don't want to pay because it looks like you've done nothing. I was like, no, she does look significantly different from when you brought her into now. You can see the difference. I said to her mum, you can come in the back as well and you can see the mountain of hair on my table, because there was I've never, even from de-shedding German shepherds, I've never got that amount of hair off a dog. It was horrific. So I said to her mum was just like, she didn't really have an answer for me. She was just like, why isn't it short? And I was like, well, she also messaged me a message to say that I'm spending the solid 2.5 hours just hand stripping. She said, I did think it was weird because the other groomer spends 3.5 plus hours on her usually. So I was like, that's a bit weird. But we'll move past it. So I explained to her that that extra hour probably could make all the difference and probably would make her look exactly how she was envisioning to have her, but all my other border terriers take me 2.5 hours, so I assume she would as well. And I'm not going to book extra time out for a brand new dog that might not even necessarily need it. I'm not doing that. So she was complaining. I said, look, if you're really that unhappy, I'll knock some money off today. So I knocked £20 off. So I've now cut myself short, even though I spent the full entire time on her dog. I'm so like, oh, I'm just so over today now. Like, I honestly, I want to cancel my day. I want to go home because I'm so angry. I don't think I've ever had a customer speak to me like that since pre-COVID. I've not had a customer talk to me like that for over 5 years. She basically just stood there and belittled everything that I'd just done for her dog. Basically told me that it looks like I'd done nothing when very clearly had. Gave her £20 off, me thinking, okay, that'll make a chill out of it. She carried on whinging. She was like, so if I came back, would you just do it at this length again, or would you be able to do it short? And I was like, I'd probably just do it this length again, because if I carry on stripping her, she's probably just gonna go red and bald. Like, there's only so much I can do. And as well, your dog's been here for 2.5 hours. The dog's 7, it was struggling for its shoulders and chest. I don't really think it's great to keep the dog up on the table for that long anyway. Unless it's big, then I can justify it, but a border terrier, no, not happening. So I explained to her, if having her short is really your top priority, just get clipped. And she was like, no, that'll damage her coat. And I can't fathom why she thinks clipping is going to damage the coat and not getting the dog spayed in the first place. Because it's these people that act as if they've done their research, but I've actually done none at all. One Minnie Moo is all done, and that is the day done. Minnie Moo! Meow!
should we go?
So that is the day finally done. I am just cleaning up now. Minnie is all done. She was a bit of a diva as expected, but she's expected to, so she's fine. My third dog, the big Springer, was lovely. He's an angel. He's so good. I can't even put into words how well behaved he is. He's so polite, but he's so funny because he was sulking today, and he will just turn his head away from me and just not look at me for the whole 2 hours. All done. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what I said in the last clip. That other lady, I've spoke to her old groomer who went on maternity leave because we know who each other are, because I applied to work for her years ago, and I'm talking about not pre-COVID, maybe just after COVID, when I was trying to leave, not my last place, but the place before that. But nevertheless, we know who each other are. We chatted about the dog, because I just said, oh, I've had this one, and she said she comes to you and she's happy for me to talk to you about it. And she has told me that she usually spends 3.5+ hours on the dog, and that's with help. So the owners must have clearly knew this information, because as well, she also said to me, the owner, the male owner, knows that it takes that long with 2 people, and he knows I am an assistant helping me, so I don't get why they've obviously not made it clear to you in the first place that why didn't they question it, basically. That I had booked out 2.5 hours, and I am very clearly self-employed. I'm like, it's not a secret, it's not really a hard detail, it's quite out there for everyone to know. I'm self-employed, therefore, even if one of the other girls were in, no one's paying for their time unless they booked an appointment for us to work together, but then you're paying for 2 separate people. So you will probably need to do like 2 separate transactions, either that or you'd pay me in full and then I'd pay one of the girls, or I don't really know how it would work, but just a bit of a joke really. So I thought I'd save myself the aggro. I gave her money off because I didn't want her to go home and think she had the right to go on Facebook and leave me a review. She basically has no reason to go do that now, because like I said, she's got money off, so what's it gonna achieve? I still spent 2.5 hours on the dog, so the fact that she's got money off, chunk of money off as well, I'm not just knocked off with either. I'm almost annoyed at myself that I did give her money off, but also I'm thinking it's probably the safer option. So my plan is now to just see if she messages me again. If she does, I am not having her back. She can go elsewhere. I found her extremely rude. She was not taking in any of the information that I was saying to her. Nothing. I explained the whole fact of, if you've got your dog spayed, it's going to make hand stripping a hell of a lot harder. Her main concern was having the dog short, so I can't fathom why you would want a hand strip over clipping then, because if you're really fussed about how your dog is looking and you've even gone and had it spayed anyway, so you've already got the damaged coat, then why aren't you just having it clipped? So I do feel like if she messages me again, I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to book you in for his clip because you've had her spayed, her coat is damaged. A lot of groomers, especially ones that I know, don't do hand stripping, or have pinned it off, or have made a fortune. And I don't know what to do with it anymore, because I'm finding that whenever I get dogs in that have been spayed or neutered, it's making life hell, and they can't wrap their heads around the fact of they've already damaged their dog's coat, so you've already done the bad bit, so what's harming me clipping it now? Because it's gonna just look anyway. So I sent the photos as well to other dog groomers just to see what they thought. Everyone said it looked fine, and I talked to really brutally honest dog groomers. So the mum messages me, and I'm absolutely not doing that again, absolutely not. And I think if I ever did have her in again, no matter, even if I had her in regularly and I did her for the next 5 years, I would be so anxious every time her appointment rolled around, and I don't need that. And I don't want that, and I would rather just not have the money because she didn't want to pay it in the first place anyway. And her claiming that she would need a 3.5 hour appointment with my hourly rate would take her to just about £100 as well, and that's if I took 3.5 hours. So imagine if I took 4, it would take her surpassed £100 anyway. So I imagine she's not going to pay it because she was pulling a kite about paying my price already. So that's that. I want to apologise. I feel like the last couple of vlogs aren't what I wanted them to be. I wanted to show the real side of dog grooming that I really love, and all my regulars that I really love. I do really love my job, and I wanted to kind of showcase that. But I feel like lately, especially new customers, the heads aren't screwed on and I don't know what else to do, and I don't want to just make videos of me whinging. So hopefully, fingers crossed, next Friday will be better. I also think I'm alone on Monday, so I might vlog that as well, but hopefully I can make a bit more fun, happy content. I'm just waiting for Minnie to go home. She'll be gone in the next 5 minutes, and then I've just got to clean up, and then I'm done with my 50-hour week. On top of her whinging, I had a 50-hour week. I was so tempted to turn around to her and say, you know what, shut up and go away. Customer service, right? Anywho, that's today all done, I guess. I'm gonna clean up. My partner's making ramen, and I really feel like I need that tonight, and a glass of wine. So that's what I will be having. We have a pretty busy weekend as well, so that's super fun. I doubt anyone liked this video, but if you're weird and you have, please like and subscribe. I'm just gonna carry on doing more anyway, and I will hopefully be tuned back in next Monday with a much chirpier video.